Welcome to another episode of You Know
Ball, baby.
Brought to you by the Run the Play Network.
What?
What, Philly Phil? We don't got time to ask you how you're doing, brother.
We really don't,
because we're going to be going through 30 trades today, all Jimmy Butler trades. This Phil, I'm Ant. Thank you guys for 1,000 subs. Let's get straight to it. Phil's got all the trades for the East. I got all the trades for the West. We came up with these ourselves. Obviously, it's hard to come up with 30 trades.
This was tough.
It was tough. So I got a lot of not bullshit ones, but I threw some funny storylines in here, okay?
So, do you want to do it where we just either you go first or I go first, and then we list them out, and then we talk about what sounded weird, what didn't?
Nah, I think you give a trade, break it down. I'll talk about it. Then I'll give a trade, break it down. You talk about it, and we go back and forth like that.
All right, I'm gonna keep it bullet points.
Go first, Philly.
All right, first trade. This is with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
How did you make this work?
Man, don't ask. This was a nightmare. Cleveland gets Jimmy Butler and a 2026 protected first-round pick. Miami gets Dean Wade, Max Strus, Karis LeVert, Isaac Okoro, a 2025 second-round pick, a 2026 second-round pick, and a 2027 second-round pick. Oh, man. I hated this one. I just tried to put in salary. I know they would never do this because Dean Wade and Max Strus are in it, and they're doing good for them right now.
That's their whole depth.
Cleveland, don't do this. That's all I can say. If for the benefit of Miami, it may do well because, Jimmy could push them that farther with his energy, but it's a lot of picks and a lot of young guys you're including in this. Don't do it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, not much for me to say there. I'm going to agree with you. Don't do that. But who knows? Maybe Cleveland's we need a closer. Donovan Mitchell isn't good enough. We want Jimmy Butler to be his 1B.
Don't do it.
I got a Thunder trade to start things off.
Okay.
The Oklahoma City Thunder trade away Isaiah Hartenstein, Cason Wallace, and Ousmane Dieng for Jimmy Butler. The idea for this trade is the Heat still want to compete, so they trade. Their roster is Tyler, Terry, Jaime, Bam, and Ihart, and they let Cason Wallace develop on their bench. When Chet comes back, we don't need Isaiah Hartenstein. We got Jimmy Butler.
How you feeling?
I'm going to try to talk you into all of this.
Okay, let's see.
I love this trade for Oklahoma City. They win this trade for sure. You get a star like Jimmy Butler, who would want to re-sign with this young team and help build them to the moon. Shea and Jimmy, who's guarding that? And they still keep J-Dub. I'm not mad at that. Give me Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Buckets.
Jeff Ray on the planet. Give me Jimmy Buckets.
I want Jimmy Butler.
You know what? You might have sold me on that.
There we go.
You might have.
I saw that.
All right. Next up, we got the Boston Celtics.
Ooh.
Oh, man. This, I almost wanted to break my computer. Pretty much it was just Jimmy Butler for Porzingis. Or Boston gets Jimmy Butler, and then the Miami Heat get Porzingis and Holiday. That's literally all I could come up with because they're both in the second apron.
Hey, we love it.
Oh, man. You know what? If I'm Miami, I love it because I'm getting a center back and I'm getting a guard that could help Tyler Hero out. If I'm the Celtics, you're getting Jimmy Butler with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum.
There you go.
To be honest, you saw the Heat versus Celtics series in the past in the playoffs. Their only problem was Jimmy Butler. So what if they add that energy with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown? That's lockups.
I just realized this whole video is just a Bleacher Report article. This is the shit that they would post.
That's literally what they would post, though.
And now the Celtics have more Luke Cornett minutes, who's been hooping, per 36, averaging 30 points per game.
And Al Horford retirement coming through.
There you go. Jimmy at the 5.
Give him a parade.
My next trade, the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies get Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
And they trade Desmond Bane and Brandon Clark. It's not terrible. I'm not going to lie. The Heat can still compete. The Grizzlies are like, we want a more win now player. Desmond Bane's been kind of having a down year.
I'm not going to lie. I like that.
Buy in. Memphis, buy in.
No, legit. I actually like that.
Okay.
No, because think about it. Ja Morant with Jimmy Butler, the attitude's there, the fight's there, and then you have Jaren Jackson Jr. with Zach Edey, and then you're losing a guy who's been hurt so many times, Brandon Clark, and his Achilles are kind of messed up. So Desmond Bane, yeah, you're giving away a future piece, but I think you're still fine.
And I think a Tyler Hero, Desmond Bane backcourt is something to be excited about.
That'd be fun.
Miami. That would be fun as fuck. That would be ISO City, boy. What's your next trade?
Next trade up, I have the New York Knicks. This one, the Knicks get Jimmy Butler, Alec Burks, and Kashad Johnson. Miami gets OG Anunoby, Mitchell Robinson, a 2025 first-round pick, and a 2025 second-round pick. Only reason why I'm going with this...
I don't hate that.
Yeah. Only reason why I think it's good for the Knicks is because, I mean, you're getting off money with OG Anunoby, and you just got Mikal Bridges, so you're fine. If you get a 4, or you could place Jimmy Butler at the 4 or the 3, maybe Josh Hart, keep him at the 4. And then Alec Burks, I think, welcome back to the Knicks. I think that's a shooter you can have come off the bench. You don't lose Miles McBride, so that's cool. And Kashad Johnson, that's a big that you – or – he's kind of big. He's 6'9", and he's fast, but I think it works out for the Knicks with the...
They would not play his ass. You know Jimmy Butler's getting 48 minutes back with Thibodeau.
Oh, yeah.
And Kashad Johnson's getting 0.
Yeah. Find out why we're talking about that in their last video.
There you go. Nice plug.
But I think it actually does work out. And I mean, Miami getting a 2025 first-round pick, I don't think it hits you that hard because you have this whole 5.
Yeah.
That's good. So I think it's fine.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. And OG and Tyler Hero, that's a little like yin and yang. OG as a perimeter defender, Bam as your back end.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty decent. I actually wouldn't hate that one either. Money works for that too?
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Okay, my next trade, Houston Rockets, send away Fred VanVleet, Tari Eason, and Amen Thompson. And they get Jimmy Butler and Duncan Robinson.
No.
No. The Rockets sell away their assets because they're like, we want to win this season. We're going for the championship this season.
Yeah.
We want a Duncan Robinson to educate a Reed Shepherd and teach him how to shoot the ball the right way. We want Jimmy Butler playing next to Jalen Green, Jabari Smith, and Alperen Şengün to give him a little bite. You know, they don't got that bite. They don't got that dog in them. And then Tari Eason and Amen Thompson, you get that defensive extraness in Miami.
Okay.
Fred VanVleet could come off the bench or start. You could talk to Terry about that one. That's not my job. Yeah, that's my trade.
So you want to put Amen Thompson and Tyler Hero together after that throw?
Yeah.
You didn't think that gave the Rockets a little bark when he threw them?
They're going to be fighting in practice and improving. Nah, Tyler Hero.
Boxing matches, bro, before
Tyler
the
Hero,
Heat practice is nuts.
This is how they make it up. Tyler Hero teaches Amen Thompson how to shoot. Amen Thompson teaches Tyler Hero how to play defense. And then they're best buds after that.
You can get some friendship bracelets.
Yeah, for real.
You know what? Nah. I don't like that trade.
No?
I'm not saying it's bad. You did your best, but
I tried to cook.
yeah, I'm okay.
I actually tried to cook a lot. I tried to cook this weekend on Boom Fantasy. Let's hear a word from our sponsor.
Man, okay, LeBron hit my parlay. Let's get it.
Oh shit, he hit it?
Yeah, bro. Look at this.
I won $200. I tailed your parlay.
How the heck did you win $200?
I used Boom Fantasy. I used their pick and spin, spun the wheel, got 10 times my money.
Bro, you gotta hook me up.
If you use code RTP, you could get a risk-free bet up to $100. Let's get back to the video. That was better than the last video.
That was so smooth.
There you go.
That was actually hella smooth.
There you go.
I messed with that.
There you go. Let's hear your next trade, Philly.
Next trade up, Orlando Magic. Miami gets Jonathan Isaac, Cole Anthony, and Gary Harris with a 2025 first-round pick from Denver and a 2026 first-round pick from Suns or Wizards because I didn't know who would got it.
It's like a protected pick?
Yeah, it's a protected pick. Orlando gets Jimmy Butler in the 2026 second-round pick because I'm thinking you guys, with the Orlando Magic, you guys already got a young squad that's doing really good. Why not add a Jimmy Butler to that and give you a little more bark and more fight, especially coming into the playoffs? Because your identity is defense. So it's like, what are you giving? How much are you giving up with it? And you already have a whole bunch of picks anyways.
Yeah.
So why not give it up? With Miami getting Jonathan Isaac and Cole Anthony along with Gary Harris. I don't really care too much about Gary Harris. That was like salary filler. But with Jonathan Isaac, he isn't a big, but he is 6'11". So
he plays big.
He plays big.
Yeah.
But I think that helps Bam at a bio because I know they were talking about they wanted him at the 4 and getting Cole Anthony, another guard that's really good. Like I did try to put Terry into it because I feel like if you get Cole Anthony, I think that's even fair trade, but it's too much money. So I don't know. That's what I came up with.
I don't hate that one. I'm not gonna lie. You trade a lot of bench pieces for a starter. Like that's the trade I was talking about in the last episode where if like Miami could get an offer like that, even if the picks aren't involved, you just take it. Like you move on from Jimmy. You get some assets and you just let him rock. Like Cole Anthony could develop there.
Yeah.
Jonathan Isaac always has a cardio problem. Miami will get him right.
That too.
Like I think that would be interesting for sure. I don't hate. I just think Orlando, the spacing between Jimmy Butler, Franz Wagner, and Paolo Banchero would be nasty. That shit would look like the '86 Pistons, like just no spacing whatsoever.
Oh my gosh, that gave me a little bit of a nightmare.
A lot of mid-range shooting for sure. I got my trade for the Denver Nuggets. Okay.
Ooh.
Denver Nuggets trade away Michael Porter Jr., Zeke Naji, and Dario Saric for Jimmy Butler and Alec Burks. Nuggets sell on Michael Porter Jr. and get Jimmy. I actually wouldn't hate this because Alec could help the team's depth they struggle with. Would probably need to make another move for some shooters.
Yeah. Honestly, that's not too bad. I struggle with trying to get rid of MPJ for the Nuggets because I feel like that's a piece that Nikola Jokic needs because he's
been playing well lately too.
Yeah, but right when he gets the ball, he pulls it. And that's kind of what I think you need around Russell Westbrook and Nikola Jokic. But I actually do kind of like that trade.
They would just need one more move. I think they would have to make another move after that to get a shooter.
That is true, but for that trade, I like that.
There you go. Or a buyout guy. Pick up
honestly,
someone.
I go with the buyout.
A little buyout action. What's your next trade?
Next one up, the Milwaukee Bucks, who Jimmy just said today at 5 a.m. that he actually would be interested in going to the Bucks.
Up and early.
This is the tough thing about it. Hard to do because the Bucks are a second apron team. So the best I could come up with was Miami gets Chris Middleton, Bobby Portis, Pat Connaughton, and Tyler Smith. Bucks get Jimmy Butler, Kevin Love, and Alec Burks.
I could see that trade happening in real life. I don't know if I love it, but I could see it happening.
It was just so hard, bro. Like, because you have to match 100% of the salary for this team.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no way to do that unless maybe include some picks. I still don't understand the whole picks, like how much the value is with it, how much it's worth, or like if that helps with the 100% thing. But maybe add some picks, maybe it works.
I think it would be cool to see the Bucks use Kevin Love the way they use Brook Lopez.
That's what I mean.
Like as a backup center, now that you don't have Bobby Portis too to take those minutes away from him. Tyler Smith is a prospect I liked going into the draft last year. So Miami, like that's like a dream landing spot for any of those dudes.
That'd be awesome.
I don't hate that trade whatsoever.
Okay.
I don't hate it whatsoever.
Thank you. I worked hard.
My next trade. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. These next 3 trades I probably went 0 for 3 on. These are some terrible work. But the Dallas Mavericks, it's hard to make a Mavericks trade work for Jimmy. So the Mavericks give up Kyrie, and they give up Maxi Kleber, and in exchange they get Jimmy Butler and Jaime Jaquez.
Okay, yes, you are losing Kyrie, but I really like Jaime Jaquez. And if you add that to the Mavericks, I don't think that's too much of a loss.
Yeah, so this is my thought process. If the Mavericks think Jimmy could produce what Kyrie's producing, you might as well add a Jaime Jaquez with that trade. That's pretty much it.
That's not too bad. It's just the question of would a GM actually take that? Because it's like
that's a my league ass trade.
That is true, but like obviously it sounds fun for Miami to get Kyrie, but at the same time, who else did you say was with Kyrie?
Maxi.
Okay, so
this could also let Jaden Hardy walk out, who's been playing good too. So you don't. I mean, you do lose at guard, obviously, but you kind of are experimenting. If they're like, okay, maybe this is a year we kind of take a step back and like build towards the future, and we have Jaden Hardy, Luka, Jaime Jaquez, PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford. If they don't want to re-sign Jimmy Butler, could work.
That really could work. So it's not bad. It's just it's going to be tough for a GM to decide on that.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, next up, we have the Indiana Pacers. Miami gets Pascal Siakam and Jarras Walker. I think that's his name.
Yeah.
Jarras Walker. Pacers get Jimmy Butler and a 2029 first round pick because they're giving up Jarras Walker. So
interesting.
It's So it's like, why not get a first pick out of that? That's what I'd do if I was the Pacers. I'd ask for a first round pick because I'm taking on Jimmy Butler. But I think it'd be interesting to replace Pascal Siakam with Jimmy Butler because I feel like Miles Turner, he's the big on the team. And I feel like with Pascal Siakam, yes, he's a big too, but I feel like this gives more space for like Miles Turner to like rock out a little bit more because he's been going inside too. And that dunk he had the other day against I forgot what team it was, but I don't know. I think Miles Turner with Jimmy would be insane.
Yeah, I think it would be a good fit for sure.
Same with Tyrese.
I'm curious how Jimmy helps or hurts the flow of that offense because they should be a more up and down team, but they're not. So I'm curious where Jimmy Butler kind of fits in that in the half court game. Yeah. But other than that, I don't hate that trade whatsoever. And I like Jersey Walker, especially if he's on Miami. I don't know how to say his name either.
Oh, yeah. If he's with Miami, I think he can rock out.
I think so, too. I think they can mold him into like a Draymond type of player.
Like, if they molded Highsmith, I think they can mold like
I love Haywood Highsmith. That's a role player right there. All right, here we go. The Los Angeles Lakers.
All right, let's hear it.
The Lakers get Jimmy Butler.
Okay.
And they trade away Bronny.
Okay.
And LeBron. LeBron actually came out and said he wants to retire in Miami with his son at a perfect time when Jimmy Butler wants out as well. It's impossible to pretty much make this deal get done without the Lakers trading Bron or AD. So LeBron says, man, I want to retire in Miami, but y'all got to send Bronny with me too. And Jimmy's like, I want to go to the Lakers and play with Anthony Davis.
That is actually interesting. That is interesting. As a GM, especially for the Lakers, I would say no.
But what if LeBron is like, I want out too?
Yeah, but also we're not really losing like money. And I feel like we'd just be in the same situation over again, but with a worse player than LeBron and Jimmy. So I would say no to it, but it's not a bad thought because they both make the same, surprisingly. But I don't know. I just I would say no.
Okay.
Respectfully.
But most people would probably say yes.
I don't know if I want to pay Jimmy that much because if he's demanding $50 a year, I'm like, no. You're getting 35. Chill out.
35. There you go. That's fine.
35 per year. That's it. Final offer.
What's your next one?
My fault. The next offer, Detroit basketball. Detroit Pistons, we've been rocking out right now. Miami gets Tobias Harris, Isaiah Stewart, and Simone Fontecchio.
There you go.
Indiana gets Jimmy Butler and the 2026 second-round pick from the Lakers.
Wait, what does Detroit give up again?
Tobias Harris, Isaiah Stewart, and Simone Fontecchio.
That's another one of those trades where if I was Miami and it got to the deadline, like I would just take it. Like just get Jimmy up out of there.
Yeah. I feel like that'd be cool too because you're getting Tobias Harris and Isaiah Stewart. So, I mean, it works out with Bam. Fontecchio's a pretty good hustler and shooter.
I would love to see Jimmy Butler try to like help Cade get this team in the playoffs. Like that would be fun. Like drag and then maybe play a good team in the first round and make some noise. I think that could be interesting for sure.
But the attitude they got right now, I think it's perfect for Jimmy to join.
Yeah, I do too. And Stu is a dude I think would thrive in Miami. I feel like I'm saying that a lot, but a lot of dudes would thrive in Miami because they develop. Isaiah Stewart would get developed.
They have a good organization, bro. Like for developing players and making them tough.
Yeah, definitely. This organization, not so much. The Los Angeles Clippers.
Uh-oh.
My trade for the Clippers get Jimmy Butler and Kashad Johnson. And this is my last bullshit one. Clippers trade Kawhi Leonard. The Clippers are pissed Kawhi keeps going in and out of the lineup.
Yeah.
And they're just like, we want him the fuck out of here. And we'll take a Jimmy Butler.
Honestly, why would I not do that?
Really?
Why wouldn't you do that? Because, like, with Jimmy, yes, there's been some injury concerns, but it's never been as bad as Kawhi. Like, Brody missed a whole season twice. And he's kind of just been sitting there taking your money. Why not just get a Jimmy Butler, bring that culture in of like fighting and like that ego?
Fighting?
Well, just
that's how racists talk about Jimmy Butler.
My bad. Not like fighting like that. Like fighting to win the game.
Okay,
my fault. I should have said that. Fighting to win the game. Being a little bit more vocal. I think him and James Harden would be a fun duo because they'd be talking trash to everybody. And then same with I think him and Terrence Mann would be fun to watch too on the defensive end.
Yeah, I think so too. I
Along
think
with Derrick Jones Jr. But I think I don't know, with Kawhi, there's just too much of a question mark there.
Yeah.
And I feel like with Jimmy, there's a question of paying him, but I feel like Brody can get you wins no matter what, and he's gonna be on the floor more than Kawhi.
And if I'm Miami, and I could get a Kawhi Leonard, and it works out, like that lineup doesn't lose at all. If anything, it gets better. When now you have Terry, Tyler Hero, Kawhi, Bam, Jaime, Jovic, whoever the fuck you want to start. That shit would work, I feel like.
I kind of like it.
All right, what's your next one?
My next one up, the Atlanta Hawks. Oof. Now, I don't think they can lose with this one, but Miami gets Clint Capella and DeAndre Hunter. Hawks get Jimmy Butler and a second-round pick from the Los Angeles Lakers.
Talk about it a little bit.
All right, so with this
Convince
one,
me.
If I'm Miami, I'm trying to get a center. I want to partner a center with Bam Adebayo, put him at the 4, make it easier. DeAndre Hunter, yes, he's having a better season this year, but also he has had injury concerns, which means it's I want to say 60-40 because he's having a good season this year. But if you bring in Jimmy Butler with this situation, and this gives you room as the Hawks to finally give Big O, who's rocking out this year, the starting center spot. You have Jimmy Butler with Dyson Daniels and Jalen Johnson. Not front court, but having Dyson Daniels at the 2 with Jimmy at the 3, and then Jalen Johnson at the 4 with Big O and Trae Young as your guard center duo. I think that is awesome. With Miami getting DeAndre Hunter, I think this works out because it gives more room for Tyler Hero and Scary Terry to rock out. Maybe even be able to kick it out to DeAndre Hunter, and if they get in trouble, he can score a little bit. But I think this works for both teams.
I actually don't hate that trade whatsoever. I think maybe the only problem I would have is the Hawks would probably need a backup center after that.
Gotcha.
So if they could somehow get a Kevin Love or something like that in that trade, I would like that a little bit more. But I don't hate that trade whatsoever. I think it definitely could work. And I could see the Hawks thinking Jimmy Butler is the answer to their problems and making that move. So it's definitely interesting for sure. I got a trade to send Jimmy Butler back to the Timberwolves.
Well, Cat's out of there now, so let's hear it.
And no Andrew Wiggins, no Cat, just Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler, Josh Christopher, Drew Smith, Isaiah Stevens go to the Timberwolves in exchange for Jaden McDaniels, Dante DiVincenzo, Naz Reid, and Joe Ingles. It's a lot, okay? But let me talk you into it, okay? Because I think I could do it for this one.
Okay.
The Timberwolves have shown to be a cheap organization. Yeah. That's why they traded Karl-Anthony Towns. Yeah. So what if they trade for Jimmy Butler to let like Naz Reid and DiVincenzo walk, whose contracts are up next year? And now they don't have to pay Jaden McDaniels. And maybe they see a big fish free agent that they want to sign, and they go out there and make the move to sign them. So it's pretty much you rent Jimmy Butler for the season, and you believe that Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle could either A, attract talent, or be successful down the line in the future. And you kind of say, like, we don't want to pay these guys. We're going to have like $60, $70 million in free agency contract room now to go sign someone. Even though you gut your depth, I feel like teams don't even look at depth nowadays.
That is true. It's just tough because I don't know if I'd want to lose Naz Reid.
That's kind of the point of the trade, though. Yeah. Because Naz Reid is going to get a big contract soon. So,
is he supposed to get an extension soon?
I think next year he could get extended. Oof. And he's probably going to get $25 to $30 million because that's his market.
And then with Jimmy, depending on if he takes his player option or not, it could still give you some room.
You pay him 1 year and then you let him walk.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Honestly, that's not too bad on the financial side. It's just that if I'm, like, for example, if I'm the GM and I'm thinking we have a chance to make the playoffs, do I want to bring in Jimmy Butler with Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle in their situation right now?
The basketball side, I'm not going to lie, is awful. Yeah. Because you're losing 3 role players. DiVincenzo's finally ramping it up. But the financial side, it makes sense. Yeah. Similar to how the financial side, it made sense for them to trade away Cat. But on the basketball side, it didn't really work out.
That is true. That is true.
And Jimmy Butler and Rudy Gobert are definitely going to fight. They're definitely going to throw.
Bro, Jimmy's going to tell him, if I out-rebound you, it's going to be over for you. And then Rudy Gobert cusses at him in French. It's like a blue ass.
C'est la vie.
And then they just go in. But maybe that will make Rudy Gobert a better player. But I don't know.
Maybe they know that they're going to fight, so Jimmy doesn't take the player option. And they let his ass walk.
I'd do that, to be honest. Just be like, do everything to make him not want to stay.
Yeah, leave.
Tell the GM, don't let him stay.
I'm trading for a player I don't want.
All right, next up, we got the Chicago Bulls.
All right, let's hear it.
This one may be a stupid one, but it
That's
may
all
work
you can
out.
do.
Yeah. All right, Miami gets Nikola Vucevic, Lonzo Ball, and Ayo Dosunmu. The Bulls get Jimmy Butler and a second-round pick from the Los Angeles Lakers.
There you go. Josh and Jimmy, baby. Build around Josh and Jimmy.
I was thinking put in the first-round pick, but I'm kind of like, with Nikola Vucevic, Lonzo Ball, and Ayo Dosunmu, I don't think, like, we're taking on Lonzo Ball's contract because we don't really need another guard. With Ayo Dosunmu, maybe that is a thing to put in a first-round pick, but correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think he was a first-round pick when the Chicago Bulls got him.
Was
it a high or low?
I think it was a late first.
Okay, if he was a late first, I don't know. I feel like as long as you're getting a pick back, and especially with the Josh Giddey situation you had earlier, I feel like you're fine. Especially you're getting Jimmy Butler back.
You couldn't make it work with Zach LaVine?
I tried to, but I think I had to combine another player that I don't think I would have lost.
A second-round pick, actually. Sorry.
Yeah, my bad.
That's my bad. Yeah, it's interesting for sure. I think Zach LaVine trade maybe would have made more sense. Like, as far as like it actually working, because now the Bulls are like, we're still going to be the 9th seed, and now we have Jimmy Butler, and then the Heat could be like, we got Zach LaVine.
Oh, I remember now. I was thinking about the spacing of everything.
Yeah, the spacing would be dog shit.
That's what I was thinking low key. I was like, would I really want to add Jimmy Butler and then have him be in the starting lineup with Josh Giddey? And I'm guessing Ayo Dosunmu. Well, no, they have Lonzo Ball starting now. And then Nikola Vucevic would be the best stinking three-point shooter on the team. Or actually Patrick Williams. But, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's bad. You're right. You're right. I got a trade for you. And honestly, I kind of like this one.
Okay.
It's the Spurs trade, okay?
Oh, here we go.
The Spurs just give up Keldon Johnson and Devin Vassell. And they get Jimmy Butler. Two dudes that I feel like are kind of floating. I feel like the Spurs don't know if they want them as their future pieces yet. Yeah. So you're kind of just like, we're going to go all in on making the playoffs this year. Now we have Chris Paul, Jimmy Butler, Wembanyama. We have like a good player on each level. And we give up Vassell and Keldon, who probably, value for value, Keldon and Vassell are better. But you elevate your team. Because if they got Jimmy for that, I would kind of look at them on another level than what I do now.
Honestly, if I'm including Vassell, I would want a first-round pick. That's okay. It. I would just want a first-round pick because
and I think that would be fine because now the Heat's first is probably a late first if they have Vassell, Keldon, Tyler Hero, Terry Rozier, Bam Adebayo, Jaime Jaquez, Nikola Jovic. Like, that is a decent-ass team.
And I think that'd be fun. Vassell with Tyler Hero, I'd like that. But
yeah, I do too.
I like that trade. I just need a first-round pick. That's
fine.
Next trade up. This one's easy. The Philadelphia 76ers. Miami gets Paul George. 76ers get Jimmy Butler and Kashad Johnson.
That's fine.
Easy.
Super lateral move.
Easy.
Both players are happy.
I think it works. Like, yeah.
Jimmy back in Philly would be fun.
That too. Yeah, Joel Embiid would be sad because his buddy Paul George leaves, but his older buddy, Jimmy Butler, is back in Philly with him. And they got Kashad Johnson. Come on.
Yeah, I'd be happy with a Kashad Johnson.
But Paul George in Miami, I think, would be fun. I think him and Tyler Hero along with Bam would be really cool.
Yeah, those pods would go crazy.
Oh, yeah, every
Definitely
second.
Tyler
we lost
Hero.
that one by 15. That's my fault, Tyler. Nah, PG, you good.
I want to be the 1B to Tyler. I want to let Tyler rock. That's what I'm here for.
I'm going to let Tyler do his thing. Same with Bam.
I want to be the 1C to
I need
Tyler.
Bam to attempt 5 threes a game now.
What people don't get is Terry Rozier is one of the best basketball players in the league.
He used to dog me, bro.
Everyone used to dog fucking Paul George. Fuck Paul. Nah. The Warriors trade. Okay?
Oh, this one's going to be fun.
I know there's a lot of talk about the Warriors getting Jimmy Butler. This is a hard-ass trade to put together. So
oh, yeah.
I don't know if they are going to be able to do this. But the Warriors get Jimmy, Love, and Jovic. and they give up Wiggins, Dre, and Pods. If they're over Draymond Green shit, you can't have Jimmy Butler and Andrew Wiggins in the same locker room. We learned that. Podziemski go, and we get Jovic.
Now, you see, I would do that in a heartbeat.
If you were the Warriors?
I would actually do that because you get bigger. You got Nikola Jovic and a young guy. And then who was the other guy you said?
Kevin Love, who would fit.
Kevin Love, who can rebound and definitely space the floor. With getting rid of Andrew Wiggins, yes, it would be sad. And
Draymond.
I don't think it'd be too sad for the fans because they've been love-hate with him. With Brandon Podziemski, that's the one reason why I think the Warriors don't take it, because they love him. If they weren't trading for Lauri Markkanen, that layup, I don't think they're trading Brandon Podziemski for Jimmy Butler.
And Jovic.
I like Jovic, though.
Honestly, if you trade Podziemski, though, I think it makes more sense here because you're getting a young player back.
Yeah.
Maybe they just don't believe Lauri is that like developmental guy that could be a superstar in the future. I don't think Podziemski's that either, but I think they think that.
They love Podziemski, bro.
I love Podziemski too as a role player.
Yeah,
I don't think he's gonna be some.
They were trying to say he was the next.
scorer.
He was the next starting point guard, bro. Come on now.
I think he could be that, but not in a Curry role. Like if you have a bucket kind of two guard and Podziemski as the one, I think that makes sense.
Okay, I get that.
Yeah. What's your next one?
Next one, Brooklyn Nets. They part of the Capture the Flag sweepstakes. Come on.
Capture the flag. Capture the Jimmy.
All right. Miami gets Ben Simmons, Zaire Williams, Jalen Wilson, and a 2025 first-round pick from New York. So it wasn't there. They got it from New York. Brooklyn gets Jimmy Butler and a 2026 second-round pick from the Lakers. And the reason why I'm doing this is because, one, we're taking on Ben Simmons. We're taking on
so Brooklyn gives up their pick this year?
They give up one of their picks. They have 3 2025 first-round picks.
But this is the Lakers pick, you said?
Miami's giving them 2026 Lakers.
But what's Brooklyn giving?
They're giving a 2025 first-round pick from New York.
Okay.
Yeah, New York Knicks.
Yeah,
it's not one of the picks they've already had.
Oh.
You good?
Yeah, I thought I pulled the wire. But
No, you good. It's not one of the picks they already had. It's a pick that they picked up in the Mikal Bridges trade. So that's why I'm thinking it's not a huge deal. Because if Miami's complaining about getting Ben Simmons back, just be like, okay, you can have a 2025 first-round pick with it.
There you go. I don't hate that one either because, sure, they're tanking. I don't know if they're bad enough to be the worst team in the NBA.
Yeah.
And I think there's already rumors about them getting Jimmy Butler. Mm-hmm. So maybe they get him now and extend him. Yeah. So that Jimmy could get a bigger bag. Mm-hmm. Because there is that rumor about it.
Yeah, that's why I was like, why not just get him? Like, and then if it takes a 2025 first-round pick and Zaire Williams, you barely play, and Jalen Wilson, so what?
Can Miami convince Ben Simmons to shoot?
No.
No?
No.
If Miami can't do it, no one
can. They can make him make layups again. That's what they could do, but shoot?
Layup, Ben.
Oh, man.
Oh, my next trade, we don't have to talk too much about this one because it's the Phoenix Suns.
Oh, finally.
The trade everyone knows.
I'm waiting to hear what you were going to do with this one.
Jimmy Butler and Alec Burks for Bradley Beal and picks. I'm not, like, this is the trade in the rumors. I didn't want to think too deep about this one because there's funner teams to talk about than this one, you know? So that's my trade. What's your next trade?
All right, there you have it.
Bradley Beal says, all right, I don't want to be here anymore. There you go.
Okay.
That's the storyline. Bye.
See you.
We don't want you anyway.
All right, here we go. This one I don't think is a good one, but let's try it out. The Charlotte Hornets. I had to try to match 100% salary. It was hard, but let's get it. Miami gets Miles Bridges, Grant Williams, Vasij Micic. I tried. I'm so sorry. And Nick Richards. Yeah, it doesn't work now. Charlotte
Voided.
Charlotte gets Jimmy Butler, Kevin Love, and a 2029 first-round pick.
All right, let's say Nick Richards is still hypothetically there.
Yeah.
I don't hate it either. I think I like these trades where Miami is getting a lot of guys.
Yeah.
And they're getting their depth, and then you're just sending away Jimmy. And maybe the Hornets are like, LaMelo and Jimmy sounds juicy to us. And Nick Richards in Miami would be sick too. Mm-hmm. Hypothetically speaking. Honestly.
I thought it'd be cool. I was thinking about it. Like, before he got traded, I was like, shoot, Bam and Nick Richards? How you going to score on that?
That's a clamp.
Versatility with Bam, and then just the big dude in the paint. Nick Richards.
And Miles Bridges' music videos would go insane in Miami.
How did I sleep on that? Miles Bridges at the 3.
Decent.
Ooh.
Decent. Terry and Miles are back together. Decent. That's
Bro,
a decent trade.
I actually low-key like
There's
that
a lot
now.
of fun in that one. I got a fun trade.
What's
The
up?
Kings.
DeMar DeRozan?
No.
Okay.
No.
Let's hear this.
The Heat get depth. The Kings get Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler for Malik Monk, Kevin Huerter, and Trey Lyles. If the Heat are really
Ooh.
like, we don't want to rebuild at all, and now you have Malik Monk, you have Kevin Huerter, and you have Trey Lyles,
Yeah.
with Tyler Hero, with Terry Rozier, with Jaime Hawkins, with Nikola Jovic, with Bam, that's decent.
That actually is pretty decent.
You dead ass have a 10-man rotation. Haywood Highsmith, Kella Ware.
Wow. I actually like that.
Decent trade.
I actually
And
like that.
the Kings now, it's like you're De'Aaron, Jimmy, DeMar, Sabonis, Keegan Murray.
Now Keegan Murray gonna have to stay for sure. Cause look at that. DeMar, Jimmy Butler, De'Aaron
You got no
Fox.
shooters.
Oh damn.
But you can make that work.
That
and then
is
your
true.
bench is like Devin Carter.
You just gotta be like a stinking top-notch defensive team. Or like
You gotta
Score heavy.
give your starters Tom Thibodeau treatment. You gotta play those guys. The bench would look like Devin Carter, Keon Ellis, Doug McDermott, Isaac Jones, and Alex Len. That is a god-awful bench.
that is true.
But that's nothing you can't fix in the next season if you extend Jimmy Butler and now you have all these guys kind of locked down and now you're like paying scraps for bench guys. I don't hate this team. I'm not going to lie.
I don't hate it. I just think they're having a rough patch.
They've been decent lately.
Yeah.
Ever since Doug came back, they've been decent.
You mean that ever since Doug took over?
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying they've had a rough like
Season.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think they'll well, I don't know. Do you think they'll make the playoffs?
I think they will. If you had this 5 with Jimmy Butler in there, that's a real-life contender.
Okay. Wait, contender?
Contender. If, like, let's say they match up against the Thunder and someone goes down or something, that team could win a championship. Name a 5 that's miles better than that 5.
Then De'Aaron Fox, Jimmy Butler, DeMar DeRozan, Keegan Murray, Sabonis. I would take the Celtics over that lineup.
By a lot. I would take the Celtics,
It's a good amount.
and I would take Cleveland probably too.
I'd take Cleveland for sure. I would take
I think that's it.
healthy. I'd take OKC.
I think OKC's strength is their depth. I think that's why we're that good.
Okay, but yeah, you know what? They could have a chance to contend.
They just need a
Hypothetically.
bench. Their bench is a 0.
That's one thing that scares me a little low key.
Absolute 0. What's your next trade?
Next up, we have the Toronto Raptors, also part of Capture the Flag sweepstakes.
There we go.
Toronto Raptors. Miami gets Bruce Brown, Jakob Poeltl, and Davion Mitchell.
Ooh.
And I said Miami gets that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Toronto gets Jimmy Butler and a 2029 first-round pick.
I don't hate that. I actually like that a lot. Mm-hmm. Those are all expendable pieces for Toronto.
I really think Bruce Brown would do well in Miami. I think Jakob Poeltl and Bam Adebayo would be annoying as hell to go against.
And Davion Mitchell, throw him in
And
there. In that
Davion
defense.
Mitchell subbing in for either Scary Terry or Tyler Hero to bother the heck out of any guard in front of him. Like, bro, you saw that Warriors versus Raptors game, right?
Yeah.
Bro, Davion Mitchell is such a good defensive player.
He
I
puts you in
told y'all,
prisons.
with the Kings, he was not, like, there was no room for him to play because there were so many guards. When he
Yeah.
went to the Raptors that needed guards, bro, if you let RJ Barrett, Scotty Barnes, and the rest of them rock out and just have Davion Mitchell out there chasing point guards, like if you're going up against the Kings, De'Aaron Fox, if you're going up against New York, Jalen Brunson, he is just such a good defensive, like, a perimeter defensive player. And the fact, if Miami gets that, especially with Bruce Brown,
Yeah, they could rebuild that.
Woo!
They could ramp him up for sure. I like that the Kings traded him though because I like Devin Carter. I think
Yeah.
I like Devin Carter more.
Devin
than
Carter's
Davion
good,
Mitchell.
man.
Yeah, I
Devin
think
Carter's
he's good. Let me give you my next trade.
got you.
We got a couple more left, guys. Thank
I
you
got
for
one
sticking
more
with
left.
us. You got one more left?
I got one more left.
I got 3 more left.
Really?
Yeah. Do you
Did I
miss one?
skip? No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, maybe I did miss one. My mistake.
You're straight. Comment down below what team he missed.
Yeah.
But my next trade is the Portland Trailblazers. This is a weird one.
Mm-hmm.
But the Trailblazers get Jimmy Butler and Kello Ware.
Okay.
And they give up Ayton and Time Lord. They're pretty much saying, hey, I'm Miami. I want to get fucking huge. I want to get shredded. I want to get DeAndre Ayton, Bam Adebayo, and Time Lord as our big man rotation because we trust Tyler Hero and Terry Rozier. And the Blazers are like, we'll take on Jimmy Butler if we get Kello Ware. We're not really getting an offer better than that for Ayton or Time Lord.
I like that.
And maybe they throw a pick or two in there for Portland as well.
Yeah, just a couple of seconds. No first round stuff.
Throw something.
But like getting DeAndre Ayton and Time Lord, that's actually really good for Miami.
Ayton and Bam next to each other would be fire.
That would be nuts. So like getting that and then having Time Lord off the bench, that's really cool. With the Trailblazers, Jimmy Butler in there. I mean, obviously you got to figure out the whole Jeremy Grant thing with him, but getting Kello Ware back and then you have Donovan Clingan still on the rise.
Now you get to start clinging.
That is cool, actually. I like that.
There you go.
I like that trade.
There you go.
Now, last one up. Washington Wizards. I don't know if they're in the capture the flag sweepstakes, but we'll take it. Miami gets Kyle Kuzma, Malcolm Brogdon, and Jonas Valanciunas with a 2025 second-round pick from Golden State. Washington gets Jimmy Butler, Josh Richardson, Nikola Jovic, Pell Larson, and a 2030 first-round pick.
Interesting. I like it. Build the depth.
I think it works out for both teams, too.
I think it does, too.
You're getting Nikola Jovic and Pell Larson, young players. Nikola Jovic, he's big. I didn't know how big he was until I saw him last night in the Laker game last night.
Last night you saw him and you realized how big he was?
In the Laker game last night. But Brody, he can rebound. He can fill in. He'd be good on the bench or starting. And then Pell Larson, I liked Pell Larson in the draft. I like him still right now. He could shoot.
G League, he was cold.
He's really good, bro. So if you get that along with a 2030 first-round pick, forget about Josh Richardson and Jimmy Butler. Let them rock out for a little bit, start them for a sec, and then once the contract's up, let them walk. You don't really need them. But like with it helps. You're getting young, and you're getting a first-round pick out of it for the future. With Miami, Kyle Kuzma, Malcolm Brogdon, I think that helps you big time. And then Jonas Valanciunas, if you want to start him with Bam, by all means go for it. But I feel like he'd be good coming off the bench for Bam.
Yeah, I like that trade. I think it's a decent, fair trade.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, we didn't forget a team. You had Miami in the East, so that's why you had 14 teams because you're not going to make a Jimmy Butler trade for Jimmy Butler.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I checked.
I'm gonna neck myself real quick.
Neck. So I got two left. This one I actually do like.
Mm-hmm.
The Utah Jazz. They get Jimmy Butler and they give up John Collins and Colin Sexton. I think that's a package Miami would definitely want. And I think that. I mean I don't know what it does for the Jazz really, but maybe if they're like we want Larry, we want Jimmy, and then we want whoever we're gonna draft, and that could work out.
Greatest team to get into the playoffs. I'm just playing now.
It would be cool. And then my last trade is up to you guys. I didn't make a trade for the Pelicans. They have so many good contracts where you really can't make this trade happen.
Oh.
You really can't make this trade happen. It was so tough for me. Unless you trade like Zion, but then if you trade Zion, you also have to trade Trey Murphy. And you're not going to trade Zion and Trey Murphy.
You cannot trade Trey Murphy, man.
So it's tough. But if you guys can figure it out, if you guys made it this far, comment down below a Jimmy Butler to the Pelicans trade. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow, and Phil, let me know what else they need to do.
Hey, make sure to add us on Instagram, UTalk, YouTube.
Whoa. UTalk? Is that the new thing? Because
I
they're
don't
shut
know
down
what that
or what?
is. I don't know what that is. My bad. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. And make sure to hit that bell as well. My bad. That threw me off so bad. What is UTalk?
Just say run the play, bro.
Run the play. I'm Phil. It's man. We out. Let's bounce.
Boom.